Today we're going to do some real testing. All right, this is really awesome. This is going to be some really awesome testing because I am testing on the Manitoba Karting Association racetrack. This is the club that I race karts with, and they allowed me to come out here and test on the track. So I won't be racing around the track, like going around the corners fast or anything, but I definitely will be using the straightaway for doing some straight line testing. Now, some very helpful people on the Grassroots Motorsports Forum and the HP Tuners Forum have made some suggestions for things that I can do to correct my tune, to correct this stumbling problem. Now, some people may ask, why do you have a stumbling problem when you were running, the same tune that you were running last year? And the answer to that is, last year we drove the car very differently. Because we had that problem with the inside tire spin, coming out of turns, there was no really quick on the throttle. It was always a very, progressive throttle as you straightened out the steering wheel, to prevent that inside tire spin. So we never really encountered that rapid on the throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle again that we are doing this year, because we are allowed to drive the car more aggressively this year as a result of the suspension changes we made over the winter. So it was funny how I discovered this was somebody asked me to take a video of my feet during an autocross run, and I was like, okay, I'll give that a try, sure. So it was after going back and watching that video and seeing how fast I was on, off, that I was like, wait a minute, those are the times where it does the stumbling problem, because I was overlaying the video with an autocross run, and I remember, oh yes, that's where the car was stumbling, and then yes, that is actually where I was doing the rapid on-off of the throttle, which I wouldn't do previously because the car would just light up the tires if I ever were to try that previously. So we're going to try a bunch of different tune changes today. I'm not gonna record all of it because it's going to be horribly boring. Because what I got to do is do an acceleration run, log that, and then do a rapid on-off on the throttle, log that, and then make a change to the tune, and then do the process all over again. It's time consuming. I'm gonna be out here for hours, but look at this great, this is their straightaway, the kart track straightaway, and this is gonna be fantastic. It's smooth, there's no rocks on it, I'm not gonna be spinning tires or anything, lots of traction. This is gonna be great. So I hope to get some interesting video for all of you to see, and I think that's everything. Yep, but this is gonna take hours, but hopefully we'll get some really good video, and even more important, get some really good data out of this. Okay, so I've done 3 runs. First run, second gear, 2,500 RPM or so, just mashing the throttle, going all the way to red line. So that was one. And then the next one was same place, second gear, 2,500 RPM or so. And then I would accelerate hard, lift off, accelerate hard, lift off, and see if I could get it to stumble. There was a little bit, after doing it like 3 times rapid, I'd get a little bit of stumble. And then the third run was second gear, 2,500 RPM, and then just like progressively pushing the throttle down like that. Surprisingly, I think the car accelerated the hardest doing that. Like even harder than the first one where I just mashed the throttle. I'm pretty sure that I got to redline quicker than I had previously. So right now, I'm loading a new tune. Okay, so this is a, I don't know if you can see this, but let's see if I can change the, no, that's not gonna work. Anyways, so I am changing the tune to the settings that were recommended to me by some tuners on the HP Tuners forum. So we're gonna test this one and we'll log that data. We'll do the exact same thing we did in the previous 3 runs and see if there's any improvement, and we'll just go from there. Okay, it's more than 5 hours later and I'm done for the day. I probably would have gone longer, but it started to rain, and I don't know if I wanted to be out there in the rain. I already got wet from the last couple of test runs that I did while it was sprinkling a little bit. So yeah, I burnt through 3 or 4 gallons of race gas, and I think I tried 19 different tunes, and I don't think I'm any farther ahead now than I was, because the stumble would show up completely randomly. I would put a tune in and I would do a lap and log it, and I didn't feel any stumble or anything, and then I would do another lap, and just like that the stumble would show up. And I don't know, like it was hard to recreate. There were some times where on the gas, off the gas, back on the gas would cause it to stumble, and there was other times where I could do that over and over and over again and it would not miss a beat. So I mean, I'm happy that it didn't miss a beat, but I need to know why. I want to know why is it doing this thing. So I don't know. I put a final tune in it. Well, I did a tune. I did 2 or 3 laps with that tune. Temperature of the engine seemed to affect things too. When I was running around 180 degrees, like there was one time where I had stumble at 180 degrees, and I warmed the engine up to 200, like it was like 205 or something, and it wasn't doing it. So after that, I did a couple little tests at 180 and at 200 degrees, and I don't know, the car seems to run just a little bit better at 200 degrees or above 200 degrees. And I put a tune in it and it stumbled like crazy, like really badly, and I'd only made one little change to well, it's just a silly little adjustment, and I made one change and it stumbled like crazy. So I went back to the previous tune and I did a lot of running around with that one, and I couldn't get it to stumble with that one. So that's where I'm at right now. I got no stumble. I ran it around, around the track, and I couldn't get it to stumble on the gas, off the gas. I think it's going to be more important that I just learn how to progressively push down on the throttle instead of just slamming the throttle. I think until I get somebody who's really good with these particular engines and computers, I think I'm just going to have to adjust with my driving by just not mashing the throttle. So anyways, probably was a good test, but I still got that lingering thing in the back of my head that this thing's going to stumble at nationals, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. So I don't know, but that's it. I hope I got some good video, some interesting video to show you, to edit together, and hopefully it's not just another boring test video. So thanks for hanging in here this long, and we will see all of you in the next video.